With the cost of everything going up, food becomes more of an issue for all. Today, we're taking a look at food assurance in Nevada County. More families are visiting the food banks, and roughly 11,600 residents receive CalFresh benefits. Programs like Market Match through Sierra Harvest help stretch food dollars at local farmers markets. We're joined today by Sierra Harvest Executive Director Eli Bacon to talk about the current state of the local food supply and how these programs are supporting food access in our community. Welcome, Eli. Nice to have you here again.
Nice to be here. Thanks for bringing me back.
So what is the state of food sourcing and the supply of food in our county right now? Last time we talked to someone from the food bank, it was really a scary time.
Yeah.
So tell us the real dirty here.
Yeah. So we've I think it's been a few months now. I think what we're really seeing is there is that continued uptick in demand from underserved individuals in our community. And with the food bank and food pantries ultimately still needing those resources, it's tricky. So the role that Sierra Harvest plays is we usually provide through our gleaning program, raw produce for those programs. And that tends to go with the season. So we're just about to kick off our gleaning season, right? It'll be probably in June that we will start to see those gleans start to come online.
Well, you have volunteers go to farms.
Yep. So essentially anyone who's got a garden or a hobby farm or even farmers or even the farmers market, anyone who didn't sell produce that day, we will come with volunteers and collect all that raw produce and turn around and deliver it to the food bank or to the food pantries.
Yes.
Our goal every year is about an average of 35,000 pounds.
Wow.
We range, but we do get within about 25 to 28,000 every year.
Yeah.
And that's a huge help to the food banks and food pantries.
And it's so hard for people to buy fresh food.
It is.
And we live in farm country, so we should be providing fresh food for our people.
It would be
a nice idea.
It would be a nice idea, yes. Yeah. So we're definitely trying to move that needle every day.
So the state of how you fund programs like Market Match and other programs that are very important it is sort of tenuous with the state of grants and how grants are applied for and awarded and so on. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, so for this year, we're really hopeful. The last couple of years, we've been able to fund Market Match through the Office of Nevada County, which we're very, very grateful for that. Traditionally, that funding comes from the state, and those state and federal dollars that would fund programs like that are absolutely a little tenuous, as you say. So we are really on the daily looking for those opportunities through grants and certainly through private donations. But I think really where we're at as a community and nonprofit land in general is we are going to have to pivot our models to be a little bit more focused on revenue generation. So Sierra Harvest, for example, is starting to really look at that pivot and see it in what ways we can start to bring in some earned revenue.
Yeah.
And really, ultimately, it's about sustainability. Donors, they're very generous in Nevada County, but even donors are going to get tired of being asked for money, especially in this highly competitive environment.
We have so many nonprofits, worthy nonprofits in our county.
Absolutely. Over 600, but we only have probably about 60,000 people that live on this side of Western Nevada County, right?
Right.
And so that's a lot of asking.
Right.
All worthy programs, all public services. And yet we're in a situation where our federal and state dollars can only go so far for those public services.
Yes.
So we're really looking at, I mentioned that pivot, we're looking at trying to really solve our mission and our problem because ideally, we should work our way out of a job. And that's what I would love to do with Sierra Harvest is start to look at programs and problem solving that would enable us to actually not exist.
Right. I mean, and it takes a disruption.
It absolutely does.
I was just listening to a podcast about a new book by James Patterson, of all people, and I can't think of who his collaborator is off the top of my head, but it is about this idea of disruption in a kind way, not in a in a violent or but just thinking, I guess, the old thinking outside the box, or doing something that just doesn't seem to fit at first, but really has great rewards. And so that's a challenge.
It is a challenge for us. So it's really important for nonprofits that if they're going to go down this road, that it has to still be mission aligned because part of the benefit of being a 501c3 is that we are able to offer some tax benefits for any monies that come in the door. And yet earned revenue is one of the more sustainable ways that we can exist. So as long as it's within our mission, then we're able to utilize that as a revenue stream. In our case, we're really looking at how do we actually start to solve the problem of keeping farmers on farmland in Nevada County.
Right.
And so we're looking to start encouraging investors or offering opportunities for investors to help us secure farmland, and then turn around and lease that farmland back to farmers.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it would allow us to own the asset, but it also provides some stability. And when we say we own the asset, it actually means it's the public.
Right.
It's a public good at that point.
Yes.
So I'm really excited about this pivot because it really starts to get at the core root of the problem, which is we don't have enough farmland that is being farmed in this county to feed the community.
Right. And although you need layers of solutions, for instance, the food banks are providing, the Band-Aid.
Yep.
If I can use that old cliche.
Yeah.
And what you're looking for is a more sustainable, deeper solution to the hunger problem.
I am. I really want to see us as a community be able to sustain ourselves, especially in times of crisis. We've seen in things like COVID or with disruptions with even distribution, right? So we have like UNFI, we have Cisco systems. When those systems break down and this county can't get the food delivered that it's used to getting, the food on the shelves that is on the shelves is local because all they have to do is drive it up from Penn Valley or from South County, and we are able to keep that food on the shelves. And so it really is trying to get at that problem and make sure that there's enough food that could be utilized in case of emergencies.
Right.
And, we do start to talk about economies of scale. With more produce being developed here, we can actually drive prices down ultimately. But I mean, there's a lot and it's highly complicated, as you know.
Yeah.
But that really is what we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
And we're working with all kinds of partners in order to do this. We're not the only ones working on it. We work with the Farm Bureau, with the Resource Conservation District, with the high school district, with our community roots, our school food program.
Right.
We're working with everybody across the board just to ensure that we can start to really look at what is going to solve this problem for our
and look down the line.
Absolutely.
Look down the line.
Yeah.
Well, you guys do the most amazing work. I know some of the
Thank you.
people that work for your organization, and they are fabulous people and doing, this is really important. We want to make sure you're eating well to keep up your energy and keep your brain activity going, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, you eat some of that produce, all right?
Yeah.
And come back and tell us how it's going.
Yes, I will.
All right,
be happy
thanks, Eli.
to. Thanks. Thank you.
Nice to have you here.
Nice to be here.